Thanks for watching another video by Cat Paws. This is a follow-up video to my review on the DrinkWell 360 large stainless steel pet drinking fountain. If you haven't watched it yet, here is the link. The purpose of this video is to show you how to clean out the pet bowl and scrub every inch of it so that it remains a bacteria-free environment for your pet. I will take apart the pump and remove the impeller and clean all of the parts which love to grow bacteria and algae. As mentioned in my previous video, the time required and the complexity of cleaning this bowl is one of its downfalls. A good clean out is required at least every 10 days. I usually fill it about twice, which adds up to 10 days. The fountain will make a gurgling sound when it needs to be filled up. In this video, I will also reassemble the bowl step by step, just in case you forget how to do it, or if you need a refresher on how it's done. To start, you turn the power off, but no need to unplug the adapter from the wall. Just disconnect the wire from the adapter and leave the adapter plugged into the wall. So let's move the bowl over to the sink. You're going to need a washcloth and a bottle brush. This one is from a turkey baster. You're also going to need a Q-tip. So let's start off by dumping out the water that's currently in the bowl. So once the water is emptied out, just start taking things apart. So take the top off, or unscrew the spout, and inside you have your charcoal filter. You'll notice that I have a large opening in mine. I have another video where I show how to make these filters reusable. So stay tuned, and I'll have another video posted shortly on how to make those reusable. Next, I'm removing the clips that hold the cone in place. And then put those aside and remove the cone. You notice that there are only two stainless steel pieces here, just the cone and the bowl. The rest is plastic. Inside here you can see how I have the sponge filters. You might be wondering why I have two sponge filters, but I'll get to that in another video on how to save money in changing your filters. These sponges do look a little dirty and they will need to be changed soon. The pump is stuck to the bowl with little suction cups on the bottom, and I'll show you how to clean every piece of this. So using a little dish soap and hot water, I'll be scrubbing each of the different parts separately. I'll be using a washcloth and the bottle brush. So I'm going to scrub each piece individually, give it a good rinse, and put it aside on a towel. I'm going to fast forward the next little bit so it's not too slow here. Just going to slow it down and show you this particular piece right here. It's a little bit tricky. There's a rubber gasket around the part that holds the carbon filter. You just need to slide that off and give it a good washing. A lot of bacteria and algae like to build up in that area as well. So let's slow things down and have a look on how to clean the pump. The first step is to remove the little grate on the outside of the pump. It's just a matter of sticking your fingernail in where it splits and then popping it off. So that piece will have to be cleaned individually. Then there's a protective cover over the impeller. Again, using your fingernails, that just slides right off. That'll also have to be cleaned. Then you have the impeller. That has to be removed. It's a little challenging when it's slippery, but if you get your fingernail under the right part, it'll just slide right out like that. So that'll have to be cleaned, and then inside of the pump will have to be cleaned. So using a wet Q-tip, just poke around inside the pump there. Don't put too much pressure in because you don't want to bend that metal pole inside. That post is there to keep the impeller into place. But just put it around and clean what you can on the outside with that, and your Q-tip will look pretty dirty when it's all said and done if you haven't cleaned it in a while. Also wouldn't hurt to use the bottle brush on those tight edges in order to get any little bit of bacteria out of there. Also, don't forget the area on the outside, especially around the suction cups. It's difficult to clean that with a cloth. The bottle brush does a really good job. So just give that a rinse off. And don't forget about washing the cord. The cord is sitting in water day after day as well, and that needs to be cleaned. So lastly, we have the charcoal filter. I'm not going to be emptying mine out and cleaning it in this video. I'm just going to give it a good wash with some cold water. So there you have it. Everything has now been washed. It's time to dry it off and reassemble. To start off, place the impeller back inside of the pump. It just drops right in there with a click. Once that's in place, put the cover on top. And then there's a protective grate that goes over that. And that can only go on one way as well. Next, I want to put the pump into the correct place. You notice that there's an indentation on the bowl for the pump. When placing the pump into the bowl, make sure that the circle, the hole in the pump, is in the middle of the bowl, and this is where the water flows up to the top. Place the sponge on over the pump, and then use the suction cups to put the pump into place, and then slide the sponges down over the top of the pump. That'll keep a tight seal on the pump using the cord, because the cord is on top and it allows the sponges to rest tightly against the grate and do their job in filtering the water before it enters the pump. Next, put the tube piece on, and that just slides in as well. And then next, I usually put the cone on. There's a cutout for the cord, so make sure that's in the right place when you put that on. Next, I like to put the clips into place so that the cone doesn't move. One of these clips fits on over the top of the cord, so that it doesn't interfere with your pet when it drinks from the bowl. Snap the other ones into place. Next, you're going to want to put your charcoal filter down into the filter holder and put your spout on top, and this just screws on. And then the filter just drops down on top of the tube and fits snugly on top of the cone. Once that's in place, you put your cover on top. This is what controls the flow of water. And then it's all done. Move it over into place and fill it with water. So my fountain is in its place and full of water and running just fine, perfectly clean. And before you know it, somebody's there having a drink. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe.